To our channel today, we are talking about the changes that do happen during early pregnancy. Stages of pregnancy, week 1, week 2. What are the changes that happen in week 1 and week 2 of your pregnancy cycle? Gerald Massa, the health educator, is the name of the channel. You are most welcome, and today we are talking about pregnancy stages beginning with the first month. So the first month, what happens normally is that there is a release of two hormones. These two hormones include the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. The follicle stimulating hormone is released by the anterior pituitary gland in the brain, and this hormone specifically is responsible for the maturation or for stimulating the ovaries to actually bring about the release of another hormone, and this hormone is called estrogen. Now, production of estrogen from your egg cells simply means that this estrogen is going to stimulate your endometrial lining. The endometrial lining is the inside, or that lining, if at all this is the side of the uterus, that lining, the layer of the inside of the uterus, is what we call the endometrial lining. So the hormone that is responsible for preparation of that inside, preparation for the egg that is going to come and attach itself onto the wall so that it can grow for the next remaining period of 9 months. Normally, that hormone is what we call estrogen. So the changes that happen during week 1, week 2 of your pregnancy cycle are that there is a surge of hormones in your system. There is a big release of hormones in your system. The predominant hormones we are talking about here include the follicle stimulating hormone, also known as FSH, and then also there's a big release of luteinizing hormone. Now, production of estrogen in your body as a result of the follicle stimulating hormone also brings about a surge of another hormone known as luteinizing hormone. Increasing levels of estrogen in your blood also bring about, or they stimulate the anterior pituitary gland to produce more luteinizing hormone. And in this particular incidence, the increasing amounts of the luteinizing hormone in your body simply bring about maturation of the egg follicles, and also you realize that when the levels of the luteinizing hormone are high in your body, then the luteinizing hormone specifically will cause the mature follicles, also known as the Graafian follicles, to be released. The egg actually, which is mature, kind of like bursts, and then it leaves the ovary, it leaves the follicle, and then it travels to go and meet the sperm, whereby fertilization can take place in the fallopian tube. More specifically, most of the cases of fertilization do happen in that junction, that junction part of your fallopian tube, also known as the ampulla. So what happens is this: in week 1 and week 2, there is a big release of hormones. The simple way we can actually explain the changes that do happen during your pregnancy cycle in the first week and in the second week, we shall not really say that there is a baby already that is formed. We actually may not even see the baby on doing an ultrasound scan. But the biggest thing we need to understand in week 1 and in week 2 is that there is a surge, there is a release of hormones. There is a release of estrogen, there is a release of progesterone, there is a release of luteinizing hormone, and there is also a release of follicle stimulating hormone. So specifically, the common characteristics you will get, or the common signs you will get, are basically hormone based. In week 1 and in week 2 of your pregnancy cycle, just when you begin getting all those feelings, all those signs of weakness, you begin getting what we call cravings, you begin getting bloating, your stomach actually kind of like gets filled with gas. Basically, this is due to a hormone called progesterone. Progesterone in the body, actually, after fertilization, progesterone being released in your body brings about most of the changes you will get. For example, the bloating we talked about, and then of course also your appetite going down, and then feeling like you want to vomit all the time. So in a nutshell, the changes that do happen in week 1 and week 2 of your pregnancy cycle are basically hormone based changes. whenever you feel these changes happening, for example, your cervical mucus is increasing, your temperature is going up, actually it begins by going down and then it rises, you're feeling sick, you're feeling nauseated, you're vomiting everything, you're getting that lower abdominal pain, and then also you're getting those, you can actually get even scary dreams. In most cases, some women talk of scary dreams. Then it is always very important to go and have your doctor or your GP or even your midwife reassess you so that more checkups can be done. And the commonest checkups include the urine pregnancy test or the urine HCG test. Also, they can do the blood test, and also they can go ahead and the doctors can go ahead and order for an obstetric ultrasound scan. In one of our videos, we've talked about pregnancy testing in detail. Feel free to go and check out one of our videos, and please remember to hit the subscribe button so that you get new videos I upload every day about women's health. Thank you for staying with me today. We were talking about the changes that happen during week 1 and week 2 of your pregnancy cycle, and we have said that these are basically hormone-based changes. And now, as we close our lesson for today, we shall talk about what do you need to do if at all you have been confirmed that you are pregnant in the early first week or second week or even the third week. The first thing you need to do is you should prepare yourself for the arrival of the baby. How do you prepare yourself? You begin by preparing your mind. You need to do what we call de-stressing, or you manage stress. The main reason is that there was a study that was done according to the National Institute of Health in the US National Library. It was discovered that there is an increase in a hormone also known as salivary alpha amylase in the saliva of most of the women who were stressed. So when a woman is stressed, there's an increase of this hormone known as salivary amylase alpha, and then also there's also a big release of a hormone called cortisol. Now these hormones may actually interfere with the normal development of the baby. So the first thing you need to do after you have confirmed that you are pregnant is that you first of all go ahead and manage stress, because if you do not manage stress, it may affect the baby. It can actually bring about miscarriages, because basically we say that the changes are hormone-based changes that do take place when a woman gets pregnant. The next thing you need to do to go ahead and have a healthy baby, of course you actually need to also work on your diet. You need to eat more of the nutritious, a well-balanced diet, some fish. Specifically, you could go for the salmon, you could go for a tilapia, or even like any type of fish that is good for pregnant mothers. You can discuss this with your dietitian or your midwife. She can always, or he can always go ahead and advise you more about the diet. So you need to work on stress, you need to work on your diet. The next thing is you should have enough bed rest, because when you have enough bed rest, it means development of your baby will take place very well. And then the other thing is you should also reduce lifting heavy things. If you are a gym where you're a lady and you lift heavy metals, or even at work, if you do work a lot, then you should consider reducing on the workload, because a biggest percentage of miscarriages that are happening are due to women overworking. The other thing is that you also basically need to begin on your prenatal supplements. These can be given to you by your midwife, but specifically your doctor or your midwife will request that you begin on folic acid, because folic acid has been proven to work so well in early pregnancy, or even cater for the whole pregnancy, because it stimulates the proper growth and development of the nervous system. So folic acid is very key. It's very important to consult your midwife so that they put you on this folic acid. The next thing you need to do in preparation for, or after discovering that you are 1 week or 2 weeks pregnant, is that you should actually stop smoking if you've been smoking, and then also you should also stop taking alcohol if you've been taking alcohol. Most women argue that some wine is good, or they actually even say that alcohol is good, maybe a glass. But one thing I'll have to tell you is that consumption of alcohol and or even consumption or smoking in pregnancy, more specifically in early pregnancy, can bring about a range of many problems. Actually, the first thing is that there are increased chances of getting what we call placenta abruption, the placenta actually being detached from the endometrial lining. We call that placenta abruption. There are increased chances of your placenta being detached, and normally this becomes an emergency. Specifically, it becomes an obstetric emergency. So we don't want you to end up in the emergency room just because you didn't stop smoking, you didn't stop drinking alcohol. So one of the most important points is that you need to stop smoking. The next point is that you need to stop taking alcohol, because also when you hear of premature rupture of membranes happening, when you hear of what we call placenta previa, the placenta moving towards the cervix, normally these are all complications being brought about by consumption of either alcohol or even smoking. So try to work on this, and also stay in touch with your gynecologist, with your midwife. They will advise you more on what you need to do. But specifically today, thank you for staying with me. We were talking about the changes that happen in week 1 and week 2 of your pregnancy. I hope you've learned something in this video today. Remember to share this video with all our friends. You can hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video so that many of our friends get to know about pregnancy. I will be compiling a playlist of all these changes that do happen until when you are 9 months pregnant. So remember to come back for more videos. I upload every day, and the only way to confirm to see our videos is that you subscribe, and then also you hit the notifications button so that YouTube will be showing all the new videos we upload in your news feed, so that you can get all these basics. For all pregnant mothers, you are most welcome to our channel, Gerard Massa, the health educator. I will guide you, I will walk with you throughout the whole process. And remember to ask me all your questions down below in the comments. I will answer them personally. And also, you can also connect with me on my socials, Gerard Massa, the health educator. You can also contact me on my WhatsApp. It is +256 701 7978 and 76. That is my WhatsApp, +256 701 7978 76. Thank you for staying with me for today's lesson. Have yourself a fantastic and healthy day, and may God bless us all. Bye bye.